Hey everybody, it's Master Gallengeist here, bringing you my review for the latest episode of Warrior, There's No China in the Bible. And this was an alright episode. There wasn't a lot of action going on in this one, so we kind of got a little bit more focused on certain kinds of storylines going forward. So we start this episode off, and we actually do start off with one of the action scenes. We see that Young Jun, his one associate, and Asum are going after a Long Z Tong opium shipment. And this was a pretty good one. It showed how ruthless that Young Jun can be and just how crazy he goes. And like Asum wasn't really trying to kill anybody. He was just trying to keep everyone back because that's what he was told. He was kind of like the rear guard, making sure nobody escaped. And of course, their objective there was to hit the Long Z and then just make sure that they knew what was going on, that they're not going to be running the opium because Young Jun had them burn what was going to be the shipment that they were going to take. And then they just kind of left it there. So most of the episodes dealing with kind of the fallout of that. So we switch over and we see that Officer Lee and Sergeant Bill are investigating the Irishmen that were murdered, and the only one actually trying to do some investigative work is Lee, and it's really kind of cool. He's like going in, he's like, okay, I think it was like one person who was really good with a sword, and Phil's just like not having any of it, just like, stop doing that stuff, we already know what we're doing, forget about that. So they're just continuing on. Phil, of course, checks in with Leary, and of course he's like, well, I kind of want my money back because the people that he got out of prison are dead. He's like, I don't have it. We find out that he's a gambler as well. So he's like, oh, that's all right. I'll just have a policeman in my pocket. That's all. I was like, that's not good. So they kind of go off. They're checking out what's going on there. They check out what had happened at the Long Z whole thing going on. They're like, okay, yeah, it's Bill's already been like, we don't need to check anything out. We just are like janitors here. We just clean up the mess that happens between the two Toms. So, but Lee's like, that's not cool. All right, whatever. Then it starts to intersect with Young Jun and Awesome, as that they're going around and they're collecting their protection money and everything, and they're at this kind of apothecary place where the wife of the mayor, Penelope, is getting some powder or whatnot. It's never really specified what for. Of course, she's berating them for trying to shake down this dude, and she doesn't understand the language that they're speaking, but her gentleman in waiting does. Is, come on, let's just kind of get out of here, and she drops her glove, and Awesome picks it up and goes to take it to her. Of course, she starts walking through an area that's pretty much patrolled by the Irish, and they don't take too kindly to her gentleman in waiting who's Chinese and start to accost them. Then, of course, Awesome gets in there and starts kicking ass pretty awesomely. Now, granted, it's not really extensive, but he does some pretty cool moves. And right as he's pretty much about to, like, help her up, that's when Bill comes out of nowhere and smacks Awesome in the back of the head and pretty much pins it on him. Now, Lee was also involved and was getting screwed over by the Irish people as well, but he was trying to make sure that they're like, no, he didn't have anything to do with this. He was actually trying to protect these people, and they were going after him. Of course, they're in the middle of Irish territory, and Bill is just trying to be like, listen, we got the person that probably killed those two people, and that's fine with me. I don't care. I'm not here to do justice, pretty much. So they take Awesome in and just put him in a cell. They don't even really go for a name, even though Lee's trying to get as much information out of him as possible. It's really kind of cool. I really like Lee's character because he's just that good kind of cop that's trying to do what a cop's supposed to do. And Bill's just like, I don't want to handle any of this. I just want to make sure that everything goes as smoothly as possible. So we see him just being put down in the cell. Lee's still trying to coax some stuff out of him, but it's not working. We shift over and we see that Penelope is trying to use her husband to do anything about it, but of course he doesn't. She's like, whatever, leaves, runs into her father, and is like, hey, we kind of miss you. It's like, no, yeah, I'll visit my sisters and all that. It's like, okay. And then we get a meeting with Buckley and the mayor and her father, and evidently there were some backroom deals for the eventual railway that would run in San Francisco, and the mayor isn't really holding up to his end of the bargain. Now, granted, it's more Buckley's end more than anything. It's just taking longer than usual for some reason, meaning he's just pretty much trying to put his power on. But evidently, this deal was importantly linked to the mayor marrying his daughter. So it's like, okay, we'll have to see how that kind of shakes out. We'd also gotten some input on the Long Z as we see that Asam's sister is banging the lieutenant dude. Let's see. Let's see here. Lee Yong. And it's like, okay, well, she's also with the Long Z dude. And it's kind of weird what kind of game she's playing. I don't really have much with her character. Now, granted, I understand this is the second episode, but she's not really that interesting. And I understand laying some groundwork, but it's like, okay, so she's banging this dude. She's trying to instigate a war between the Tongs and everything, even though the head of the Long Z is like, I don't want to do that. I don't want a war. All right, whatever. I guess just gonna let her do whatever she wants to do. And it's just like, oh God. And see, the thing is, her motivations aren't really clear. It's like, why do you need the Tong to have this much power and control? Are you just that paranoid about not being in control? It's really kind of strange. I hope we get more motivations and character depth from her going forward. But of course, that's kind of where it links up. They're pretty much planning their war on the Hopway. We check in with the Hopway, and they're decided to just let Asam just rot in prison pretty much. And like, hey, we get people off our backs. It's fine by me. Yeah. And Young Jun's like, that sucks. That's stupid. We also check in with Atoy and Chow. And granted, they're just pretty much talking about the whole situation of Asam getting arrested and all that and seeing if he could do anything. He's like, why would I do anything? And that's pretty much it with them. We do get Penelope then going over to talk with Asam, and of course he does reveal that he can speak English and everything because he had an American grandfather, and that it doesn't matter. I mean, he could fight, but nothing he says is going to do anything. They've already made their decision, so it's like, okay, we'll have to see how this kind of goes, and if Penelope is going to be able to help him at all or whatnot. And we kind of end out the episode with Lee Yong taking out the dude who had allowed the Long Z to go in to get the opium, but also allowed the Hopway to go after him and take him out. And he had a really kick-ass move of pretty much, the dude drew a gun on him, but he was able to kind of flip it around and pretty much use it to shoot himself, and then told Chow to take care of the mess himself. He's like, oh, crap. So, my biggest kind of issue with this is there's still a lot of plate spinning, and the characters that I believe have them, who are the most interesting and have the potential for the most depth, are getting kind of pushed to the sides in certain respects for setting up of these other characters that I don't think will pan out as well. So we'll kind of have to see how that goes. So those are my opinions on the episode. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. If you liked it, if you didn't like it, if you agree with me, if you disagree with me. Also like and subscribe, and I hope you have a good day.